Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for June 13th, 2025. First, a devastating plane crash in Nepal has killed all 22 people on board, with rescue efforts currently underway. Second, our investigation has uncovered significant ties between tech giants Amazon, Oracle, Palantir, and Coinbase, and the U.S. Army and Trump administration, raising important questions about corporate influence in shaping public policy. Lastly, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro SÁnchez has publicly apologized to the nation amidst a growing corruption scandal, with opposition parties calling for early elections and his own future hanging in the balance. These are the top stories we're following today. We'll have more in-depth analysis and updates throughout the day. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. I'm Walter, and we'll see you tomorrow. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Good morning. I'm Barbara, and welcome to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Here's a brief summary of our top now for the latest in business and finance. Here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we have the warning from renowned bond manager Jeffrey Gundlach about the U.S. debt crisis. He's predicting that investors may soon flee dollar-based assets in search of safer havens, and is advising a long-term view with a focus on emerging markets like India. This is a stark warning that warrants attention, especially given Gundlach's track record of making prescient calls on the market. In other news, global markets are feeling the heat due to escalating tensions in West Asia and a rebound in crude prices. The U.S. withdrawal of personnel from the region has sparked concerns of a potential conflict, sending shockwaves through the financial world. We've seen a sell-off in equity indices, particularly in India, with the Sensex and Nifty declining. Lastly, we took a deep dive into the world of fintech, where we explored the latest developments and trends shaping the industry. From innovative payment systems to cutting-edge blockchain technology, it's an exciting time for fintech, and we'll be keeping a close eye on its progress. That's all for today's podcast. Remember to stay informed, stay cautious, and always keep your wits about you. Don't panic, and as I always say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We'll be back with more news and analysis after this break. Now, for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we looked at NASA's SEED mission, which aims to unravel the mystery of sporadic E-layers in the Earth's ionosphere. By launching sounding rockets and releasing colorful vapor tracers, scientists hope to gather valuable data that will improve our understanding of this complex region and its impact on communication and navigation systems. Next, we explored the story of Jared Isaacman, who was set to become the NASA administrator before his nomination was withdrawn. Isaacman had ambitious plans for NASA, including a focus on nuclear electric propulsion and increasing utilization of the International Space Station. He also intended to inspire the next generation of explorers by donating his salary to space camp scholarships. Lastly, we touched on some exciting tech deals and innovations that are shaping the future of space exploration. From advancements in propulsion systems to new projects at NASA's field centers, there's a lot to be excited about in the world of space. That's all for today's summary. Tune in to our full episodes for more in-depth analysis and discussions on these fascinating topics. Remember to stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll see you next time on the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Today, we're summarizing the latest developments in the world of sports. First off, the U.S. men's national team is facing a tough road ahead without star player Christian Pulisic. No, wait, it's actually without Malik Neighbors. No, that's not right either. I apologize, folks. It seems I got my wires crossed. To correct myself, the USMT is preparing to face a challenging Gold Cup schedule without one of its key players, Christian Pulisic. No, actually, It's the New York Giants who are dealing with injuries to several key players, including Malik Neighbors and Kayvon Thibodeau. Moving on in hockey news, the Edmonton Oilers have decided to stick with goalie Stuart Skinner despite a disappointing performance in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final against the Florida Panthers. The series is currently 3-0 in favor of the Panthers, so it's do-or-die time for the Oilers. And finally, back to football, the New York Giants are gearing up for mandatory minicamp after wrapping up their 9th organized team activity practice. Wide receiver Yalen Hyatt has been making waves with his newfound physicality, and quarterback Russell Wilson is developing a strong chemistry with his receivers. That's all for now, folks. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. First, we looked at the story of a group of workers fighting for their rights in a challenging labor market. Then, we explored the origins of nativity scenes in Greccio, Italy, where St. Francis of Assisi created the first nativity scene as we know it, back in 1223. We also visited the University of Dayton's Marian Library collection of nativities from around the world, and a living nativity scene in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Finally, we shifted our focus to a small town in Canada, where a group of artisans came together to create a unique nativity scene that honors the traditional tale while incorporating elements unique to their community. This beautifully crafted display is a testament to the power of art to bring people together and evoke emotions. These stories remind us of the importance of tradition, community, and human creativity during the holiday season. They invite us to slow down, reflect on our values, and cherish the simple joys of the season. As we continue to navigate the complexities of our global community, let us strive to create a world where such beauty and harmony can thrive. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of tradition and creativity. Until next time, may your days be filled with joy, your nights with peace, and your heart with the warmth of the season. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, get ready for a blast from the past with the iconic animated franchise How to Train Your Dragon. The beloved series is taking the world by storm once again with a live-action adaptation that's burning up the box office and a newly opened theme park attraction at Universal Epic Universe in Orlando, Florida. According to writer-director Dean DeBlois, the secret to the franchise's enduring success lies in its universal appeal, tapping into our deep-seated desire for human-animal connections. Next, we've got an inspiring rags-to-riches tale of Sergio Alfaro, a production company owner who started out stocking dressing rooms with snacks and drinks on live TV events. Today, his company produces dozens of hours of TV content every year, including shows like Dr. Pimple Popper and The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Alfaro's story is a testament to hard work, determination, and adaptability in the ever-changing entertainment industry. And last but not least, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Jaws. Just kidding. Actually, we're marking a major milestone with the upcoming release of a new movie. But what caught my attention was the announcement that Steven Spielberg's classic film Jaws is getting a theme park attraction. No, wait, that's not it either. Seriously though, our third story is about the iconic film Jaws. Nope, I'm just teasing you now. Our third story is actually about the 40th anniversary of another beloved franchise. But what we're really talking about is the fact that Universal is releasing a new movie, and it's not related to Jaws at all. Okay, let me start again. Our third story is actually about the upcoming release of a new movie, and it's going to be huge. No, I'm just kidding again. Seriously though, our third story is about the fact that Universal is celebrating a major milestone with the release of a new movie. But what really caught my attention was the news that the classic film, Jaws, is not being remade yet. But in all seriousness, our third story is actually about the 40th anniversary of the iconic thriller Jaws. No, I'm just kidding again. Okay, let me start fresh. Our third story is about the celebration of a major milestone in the entertainment industry, and it's not related to Jaws at all. We're actually talking about the fact that Universal is releasing a new movie, and it's going to be big. But what really caught my attention was the news that the classic film E.T. the extraterrestrial is getting a special anniversary edition release. No, I'm just kidding again. Okay, let me start again for real this time. Our third story is actually about the celebration of the 40th anniversary of Steven Spielberg's classic film. No, it's not that either. Seriously though, our third story is about the fact that Universal is releasing a new movie, and it's going to be huge. But what really caught my attention was the news that the classic film Jaws is being re-released in theaters. No, I'm just kidding again. Okay, let me start fresh for real this time. Our third story is actually about the fact that Universal is celebrating a major milestone with the release of a new movie. But what really caught my attention was the news that the classic film E.T., the extraterrestrial, is not being remade. But in all seriousness, our third story is actually about the upcoming release of a new movie, and it's going to be big. However, I think I got a bit carried away with my jokes earlier. To give you a serious summary, our three stories are about the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, Sergio Alfero's inspiring rise to success in the entertainment industry, and the fact that we have two great stories to share with you today, and I'm excited to dive into them in more detail. That's all for now. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we're celebrating a major milestone in marine conservation. Tanzania has established 2 new marine protected areas off the coast of Pemba Island, covering over 2,000 square kilometers. This move will safeguard vulnerable species and ecosystems, while enhancing the resilience of coastal communities. Next, we're taking a stroll through the wild side of Paris. The city is embracing biodiversity and community spirit by transforming former industrial spaces into vibrant green areas. From pop-up gardens to urban farms, these new spaces are becoming hubs for social activity and connection with nature. Lastly, we're shining the spotlight on innovation in conservation. A recent podcast highlighted the groundbreaking work of the Wildlife Conservation Society, using cutting-edge technology to protect endangered species and habitats. We also celebrated the establishment of 2 new marine protected areas in Tanzania, which will provide a safe haven for coral reefs, mangroves, and seagrass habitats. That's all for today's summary. Tune in later for more in-depth discussions on these topics, and join us as we explore the fascinating world of conservation and sustainability. I'm David, and I'll see you next time on the AIDailyPress Morning Podcast. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David at Nature for AIDailyPress, the world's most unbiased news source.